video, I'm going to talk about how to use your Google Drive and your classroom folder that you will find in your Google Drive once you join classes in Google Classroom. So when you've signed into your Google Chrome account, you can easily go into Drive by clicking on this waffle icon that is on your main Google landing page. And when I open up my waffle, I go down to where it says Drive, and that'll open up my Google Drive. Your Google Drive is pretty much your storage. It's your online storage. So all of your files that you create are all stored in your Google Drive. And when you join a Google Classroom, your classroom folder is automatically created within your drive. And so if I were to open up this folder, I would then see all of the different classes that I was part of. Now, of course, this is my test student account, so there's a lot of folders in here, but you wouldn't have as many classes. Each class would have its own folder, and it would be titled whatever your Google class is titled in Google Classroom. So if I were to open this folder, I would then be able to see all of the different projects or assignments that I have within my classroom that I've been working on. And this happens automatically when I'm in Classroom, and I have another video that goes over Google Classroom, so be sure to check that out if you haven't seen it. But all of my assignments from that class are all stored in that class's folder. And this is really important because it's the best way to keep your Google Drive organized. So every time that I have an assignment, I should be using within Google Classroom how to create that assignment, and I'll go over that in a different video. But I wanted to show you the classroom folder because I want to make sure that you are using it. If I ever needed to go back and look for an old assignment, I don't have to go into my Google Classroom and try to search for that assignment from there. I could come into my drive and go into my classes folder, and I would find all of my assignments that are related to that classroom in that folder. So we need to make sure that we're always using our classroom folder to keep ourselves organized. If I had to create a file for a classroom, and maybe that file is not an assignment that's in Classroom, so it wouldn't automatically show up here, then I should open up the class that I need, open up that folder, and when I'm in this folder, I should then go ahead and create my file. And the reason you should do it that way is to keep it organized. If I was just in my main drive where everything is and I create a file, then it's just going to create this long list of files that don't have a home. And so it's a lot easier and more organized if we always create our files where they belong. So always for whatever class we're working on, then that's the folder that I should open up and create my file in. Along with different things within your Google Drive, you'll notice that you have a starred section, and the starred section is great for files or folders that you know that you're going to use all the time. And so when you open up a file, you'll notice that that file has a little star at the top. If I went ahead and selected that star and now it's yellow, that means that now I've added that to my starred section. And now I could find it there easily. So this is just really good for when you start to use your drive and there starts to get a lot of stuff in here. Things that you know that you're going to see all the time would be starred. So one thing that I know I would always star would be my classroom folder. So if I were to go ahead and right click on my classroom folder, I could star the whole entire thing. And that way my classroom folder is starred. It's always easy for me to see, and I could open it up and always access whatever folder I needed to from my classes. Within Drive, this is where I can then also take a look at where I have to then add new things if I needed to add and create new files. If I wanted to upload files. So let's say I had something on my computer that I wanted to upload into my Google Drive, then I would do it from my new button and upload that file from my computer, whatever it was, whether it's a document, maybe it's a video, whatever it might be, I can upload that directly from my computer into my drive. And so now it's there. This will let me change the view of my drive. Right now it's on this list view. If I click on this button, it would be more of a grid view. That really is what makes it easier for you to look at, but I can always switch back to whatever makes sense to me. So this is just the basics of what your drive looks like and what your folders look like and the purpose of the classroom folder. And remember, your classroom folder is automatically going to be created when you join Google Classroom. And a folder for each of your classes would be created automatically once you join that class. And so whenever you're going to make a file, whenever you're working on something, if it's not already assigned in Classroom, that it's already in your folder and you need to create it on your own, make sure that you're opening up your folder and you are creating your file in the folder for the class that you need it. And that'll make it easy to know where everything is and you'll always stay organized. All right, thanks for watching.